Barry Allen, you done messed up the timeline again. Let's talk about it. What is up, DC fans? Welcome back to my channel. I'm always trying to find and seek out the brand new DC animated movie, and this time it's Justice Society World War II. Now, this movie is available for purchase on demand, not quite on DVD yet, and I don't think you can rent it. So let me know if you're excited for this film. We're going to talk about it. No spoilers, of course. So, in Justice Society, we have Barry, who's speeding off to help an impromptu battle, and he blazes and rips through time, only to find himself dropped into the middle of World War II. It's here that the Flash meets Wonder Woman and her top-secret team known as the Justice Society of America. The Flash has to fight to get back to his own time, and we have seen countless films like this. The Flash is the perfect character to explore new worlds and pieces of the DC universe that we couldn't otherwise explore, while also keeping it in the concurrent timeline, and I love how they always manage that with this character. The Flashpoint Paradox is one of my absolute favorite DC movies, so it's kind of hard to live up to that, but this movie didn't have to do that. This film, all it had to do for me personally is explore the Justice Society of America and kind of the emotions behind what they're doing, trying to save the world, fighting for us, but not getting the recognition that they believe they should have. Because when the Flash comes back, and again, I'm not going to spoil any major plot points, but he has no clue these guys exist, and that kind of makes them all sit back, or at least a few of them say, we're doing this, we're not getting the recognition for it. So I like that added element of emotion. I also love the characters here. Having this team being led by Wonder Woman, well, it makes perfect sense because Wonder Woman is a huge piece of this time, as well as the inclusion of a character like Steve Trevor. Love seeing their dynamic, exploring their relationship, and then you have the rest of the crew, including Hawkman, Jay Garrick, Black Canary, Hourman, and a few more, in which I'm not going to spoil. These are just kind of the ones that we all knew about going in. But someone like Hourman, it's really cool seeing because we don't often get Hourman in the DC universe. I liked his personality here. I really love how our Flash, Barry Allen, and Jay Garrick, I mean, anytime we get those two on screen, there's always an interesting relationship there. I love how they come together, discover new things about the Speed Force and what's happening with their powers, and that relationship. Obviously, Steve and Wonder Woman's relationship, that added something great. But then you have, some extra, even if it comes down to friendships between, like, a Hawkman, a Black Canary, an Hourman, and all of those coming together to create a very character-focused movie, surprisingly. A character-focused movie, and one that makes you appreciate and respect the Justice Society almost as much as you would the Justice League, and that's really cool. Then you have what's happening with our Flash, Barry Allen, Iris West. That's where we start, a little bit of their relationship, how he goes to this place, and then a little twist, almost a curveball, that we get with this story about 2/3 of the way through, where you realize it may not be all it seems, and you're in the shoes of Barry Allen, so he's realizing this, we're realizing this, and we get to see it all from his perspective. Now, Barry is a character, as always, I love exploring. No matter what universe or incarnation, iteration of the DC animated universe it is, right? So we had the previous one. I liked Barry in that universe. We have this version of Barry, and of course this version of some of these other characters, which I won't speak about just yet. But I love seeing them come in, make their mark, and have this nice, emotional, character-focused build-up into the third act. And some great action scenes as well. I thought the animation style here, that was really cool. I'd say my ultimate issue here is the third act, and not that it was bad. It was just semi-predictable. A few storylines in there where you just kind of see exactly where it's going, and then it almost doesn't feel like the same movie as the previous two acts. And again, this isn't a huge negative. It's just kind of, all right. I think the word to use here is anticlimactic. And that's not something that's going to ruin a film. It's just something that kind of ends, and then it ends. Now, the final scene, the final few moments themselves, are really good, but it's really the third act in its entirety. I mean, you get your action, and you get your moments, but again, you see those moments coming, and because of that, I think it kind of takes away from the emotion. Now, it does not compromise the characters as a whole. It does not compromise the Justice Society, and again, the animation style is really good, so I didn't fully mind this, but just talking about critiques and criticisms, it keeps this from being one of the best entries in the DC animated universe, but it doesn't keep it from being one of the better entries in the DC animated universe, especially over the past few years. I've been a bit up and down. I thought Apocalypse War was great. Some of the others I thought were okay. This I would consider good. I would consider this a good DC animated movie. And for fans of these characters, especially some of these that you rarely get to see pop up, even in animated form, yeah, I'm on board. And I want to see more from this universe and this version of Barry Allen, who is compelling. Also, got to hit on the voice cast real quick. Matt Bomer, who plays Barry Allen, is so good. Stana Katic as Wonder Woman, Darren Criss as Superman. The cast is excellent. I could not fault them whatsoever. The art direction, the style, all of this stuff is really cool. So at the end of the day, the dynamic between the JSA is as compelling as advertised, and this version of Barry is thoroughly entertaining. 74%. I think it's a good film. I really do. And if you ask me, Austin, should I spend all of the money to buy it? Should I wait till it becomes available to rent? It's according on how bad you want to see it, but I definitely say see it. That's kind of my push for you guys to get on board with this universe, because I'm on board. I can't wait to see more. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We have some great reviews coming for you this week. The Handmaid's Tale, a few Netflix movies and TV shows, brand new anime, so lots of fun stuff. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Okay, I'll see you soon.